the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live. Yeah, we got Lamar White, the brother of Dillian Whyte. So since we're discussing this ESPN deal and we're talking Dillian Whyte possibly signing to the network ESPN and all the news that broke last night, I want to introduce to you Lamar White. Lamar, before we get into that topic, just let the world know a little bit about yourself. We know you just signed the new fighter. We had Jack is the Truth, aka Akin over there checking him out, or is making a scheduled date to go visit him. But we know you're signing more and more fighters. Just let the world know a little bit about what you got going on.
Company Black Box Management, so I'm trying to look for the new up-and-coming talent. So I'm liaising and advising and co-managing like heavyweight Shakan Pitters, who won the ultimate fighter recently. You know, he's 6'6" as a light heavyweight, you know, undefeated. Yeah, he's a good prospect.
Now, you guys have another heavyweight, right? Isn't Fabio your guy?
Yeah, Fabio. We've got a few other ones. Yeah, Fabio Woodley, Richard Riakpo the cruiserweight. He's got the WBA Intercontinental. He defended that successfully on Saturday, March the 2nd against McCarthy. Richard's got a lot of power, you know.
We definitely seen that one, brother. We definitely seen that when we were tuned into it very closely because we all had parlays on it. I'll be honest with you. I got lucky because I put a parlay on Rackport by knockout, but I also hedged it. I had more by decision because this was his biggest step up. But, you know, we all got paid on Rackport by knockout over here for sure.
Yeah. That's true. It was for me, it was a 50-50 fight. That guy had vast experience as an amateur. And he didn't do too bad as a professional, you know, so it could have been one of those banana skins. But he come through that test with flying colours and still learning on the job, you know what I mean? But it was a better performance than the Sam Hyde one. So he just moves forward and continues to learn and progress.
So I wanted to ask the question. There's obviously articles that's been floating around on Boxing Scene, reported by Keith Eidick about Dillian Whyte, multiple sources, ESPN. Can you give us a little bit of that sauce? Is this true? How true is this?
Well, listen. I can't confirm or deny, but it's in the news, man. I don't know who leaked it, but hey, you know, whatever's out there is what it is. It says it's not complete, so you know, I guess we'll have to wait until all of that's complete. But there's various people, you know, who he's in talks with, so you know. It's one of those ones. We came out there, we were shown a lot of love, and you know, he's in talks with a few people. But someone's leaked some information here about ESPN saying he's very close. A bit strange. Why would you wait and say it's very close and not just come out with a completion or wait? I don't know. You know.
So would you say that Eddie Hearn dropped the ball? I mean, if this, I know you're saying it's a leak and it's not yet signed or confirmed, but hypothetically, if Dillian walks across the street, or rather across the pond to ESPN, essentially, would this be a loss for Eddie Hearn?
Well, I personally probably say it would be a loss for Eddie Hearn, but he might think something differently because clearly he's got AJ as his superstar. And as a handler and someone, you'd say you'd want to take more care and put a little bit more effort into someone who is your, you know, number 2 top tier fighter in your stable, you know. So it's a bit weird, but you know, I don't know. There was an interview he said if Dillian left, you know, it wouldn't be his loss or something like that. So I'm not sure, but for me, it's just weird. I think, you know, you'd want to try and do the best you can for all your fighters. Because remember, that would be your motto, you'd stand by. Your guys were with you, you'd do the best for them, you'd look out for them, you try and get them the best possible fight. I think everything we've got we've worked hard for and achieved a lot by our team pushing the agendas and getting stuff done. You know, but listen, we won't take anything away from him. Matching, you know, Dillian's done incredible with matching, but then not that's by his own hard work also. You know what I mean? But then they've given the platform. But I think their main concern is Joshua. I hear that. We've got all the belts, he's the world champion, and you know, he's the golden goose.
How's it going, Mr. How's it going, Mr. White? My name is Michael Gross. Now, I wanted to ask you, let's just say these rumors are true. Does Dillian Whyte, does this deal include any UK TV rights for Dillian Whyte if this deal is true? Or is Dillian Whyte still a UK TV free agent?
Yeah, that one I wouldn't be able to answer, my friend. But it's a good question. You know, I'm sure all those stuff will be unfold shortly, and your answers you're looking for will be forthcoming shortly. But yeah, I don't have the answer to that.
Spoken like a true politician.
So Lamar, do you prefer? What do you prefer? Because our chat is saying, yo, he goes by Dean. Others are saying he goes by Lamar. What do you prefer to be called?
You know what? It is both. But Dean is what it is. But listen. You know, sometimes people are comfortable with one. But Dean Whyte is, you know, the name is preferable if you don't mind. Yeah.
No problem.
I should have said it from earlier, but you know, because you was on the Raw, I just thought to myself, let you continue because people do know both names. So it is a bit, you know what I mean?
For sure. So, Dean, are you Dillian's manager?
No. Dillian manages himself, but we all, you know, we want the best for him. So, you know, I myself am more an advisor, older brother. So what I do is I give him the advice, and there's other advisors in the team. We just work as a team. We talk, and you know, the members in the team will get to a good resolution, whatever it may be. But as a team, I think we talk over stuff, and the guys that are in the team have guided him excellently, but he manages himself. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I want to change gears a little, real quick. Dillian Whyte had an interview with IFL where he was talking about Lawrence Okolie, and Okolie came out on Twitter and said some things about him. Then Dillian Whyte said, "Hey man, when I see you, I see you." Then Okolie posted up some old sparring footage. I just want to know, man, how did all these things happen? Where does this beef stem from? And we all know, like, Dillian Whyte is not the kind of guy that just plays a whole lot of games. So if he says something, he's pretty much going to back up what he says.
You better believe it. But you know what? The Okolie situation is a bit more easy to talk about. Okolie, that sparring footage is always good when people put up 10-second or 20-second clips. But in that particular sparring, it was actually, you know, it was a good spar. That was many, many years ago, a long time ago, in fact. I don't know, 4 or 5 years probably. Maybe even longer, I can't remember. Okolie's a big, strong guy. He's quite sharp, you know, he's ranging. But you can see, you know, Dill was slipping and messing about. But make no bones, Okolie got hurt really bad in that sparring. So, you know, if you wanted to be an honest person and show the footage, you should have showed the whole footage. One thing I'll say, he obviously, you know, he has balls, he has heart, because obviously Dillian's a bigger, stronger guy, and he come to work, you know what I mean? And that's what sparring's about. But he's unprofessional for him for leaking that sparring. But, you know, obviously no one knows more about it than myself, because I'm virtually there at everything, you know what I mean? But that particular sparring, he didn't actually say that he ended up, I don't know, getting his head bashed in a little bit. He broke his hand. He was hurt. He stopped the sparring early, and stopped the sparring early when he came in with a lot of braggadocious talk that he could do as many rounds as Dillian wanted. And when the pressure and the fire, you know, was too much, he said, "Listen, my hand's hurting. I can't sit out of this I'm going to call it quits on the amount of rounds we're going to do, because he was, you know, under the cosh. So it's always good early sparring. People come, they start sharp, and later run down the furlong, they fade or whatever, you know. But he was against a big, stronger guy, and he started to fade and get punished. But like I said, he let his hands go. As you can see, he's gone on to do well, Olympian and stuff, and he's doing good in his career. But he's a big cruiserweight. So if he wants to go back after, he was meant to be fighting, I think that sparring was on like a Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember, but I kind of worked it out. I know he was fighting this Saturday. He was unable to fight because he was that injured, he couldn't fight. He damaged his hand, his eye was bruised, I think he bruised his ribs. He couldn't fight. I'm sure they've got history of that. And if they want to be honest, took the whole truth. You know what I mean? What I'll say is he was a definite, a hungry lion. He come in there and he wanted to try and get kind of a scalp. He wanted to get a rep off of Dillian. But Dillian's a veteran, you know. He kept slipping, touching him up and just wearing him down. And eventually he ended up stopping the sparring early. We don't want to go into stuff and talk about these kind of stuff because it's unfair, but he let the cat out of the bag and started to try and get a bit of a clout chase off of that situation. I actually like a Cody. When I see him, he's polite to me, I'm polite to him. But this kind of incident or situation here, what he's making, it doesn't make for a good ending or reading. You know what I mean? For me, I feel my bro should have just, said to him, my friend, you need to concentrate on your own weight division. You're not at the elite level I am. You may never be at this level. So concentrate on yourself, clear out your own division and concentrate on that. And then if in due course, if you do get to this kind of level, then you can talk to me. But right now, you've got a lot of work to do, kid. And just leave it as that. That's my personal thing. But listen, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And to be honest, I would have rather the guys in the news didn't mention it because, he is a fiery character and he's going to respond in kind because he's a real man who wears his heart on his sleeves. So, you know what I mean? It's just one of those.
Hi, Dean. How you doing? I was going to ask you about Dillian Whyte's 13th of July date, which he spoke of. With this, alleged news not being confirmed yet, would that be delayed or is he still looking to fight on the 13th of July?
I couldn't confirm or deny. I'm sorry about that. I'm sure that's something you guys are going to have to wait.
Dean running for prime minister or something. He didn't want to answer no question. Let me ask you another question right here now.
No, don't be like that. I do want to answer some questions, but some of the questions are out of my hands.
I'm just joking with you, big dog. I'm just joking.
When it comes to,
Right. My first question: Dillian Whyte is ranked number 1 in the WBC, and I think he's ranked number 1 in the WBA. Let's just say the ESPN deal goes through and it's official. What sanctioning body has Dillian told you that he want to go down and try to get a belt in, since he's so high in both of them?
Listen, he wants a wider fight. Now, everyone knows you can see how vocal he is about wanting the wilder fight. It makes for good reason. Obviously, Wilder is the WBC champ. It's a prestigious belt, one of the most prestigious belts. The team belt. So he's after that. Obviously, as long as the numbers are right, also because this is a business, And some people are fans, and some people don't understand that at times. That the finances have to be on an equal par to a degree, and both fighters got to be happy. Because if they're not happy, they're not going to sign. Everyone says they should sign for legacy and so on. I hear that. I do hear that. But essentially, none of these fighters fight for free. So, we've got to kind of bear that in mind. But I definitely believe he'd like to go for Wilder, and if not, I believe is it Manuel Charles with the WBA regularly?
So you guys are still considering going down that WBA regular route? Is that going to prepare you guys to be like the mandatory in the WBA?
I don't know because I know Joshua's got the WBA belt. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. He has a WBA super.
Yes. So obviously that's another fight. He loved that fight, but then obviously the numbers, the money he was offered, he wasn't happy with. You know, a lot of people said he should have took that $5 million, but you know, he believes he knows what his value is, and he didn't accept it. But then there again, you come to AJ Miller, and Miller was offered 10 million euros, 8 million euros. I know that was not solely from AJ, that was partly from the zone. So, you know, when you look at stuff like that, I believe he made the right choice, because you've got a guy there who is not as known as my brother Dillian, who's not a pay-per-view fighter. He's not even headlined his own show before. So when you look at those things, if you're talking the value that he brings to the table, it's not as considerable as Dillian. But then I understand the logic in it, because it's in America, it's an undefeated fighter. You get to break into the market and open yourself up to the wider fight as well, because you're saying, well, I've come here, I've put on my own, you know, pay-per-view event possibly, or whatever it is, and I've done the numbers in here. So when he goes back to the table with Wilder, Joshua has a bigger, you know, bargaining tool also. So I get it. He wants to get himself known out there. So I understand that side, because obviously it's business. So it's one of those. But definitely the two top boys he's after, and if not, he's just got to look at the landscape and figure out who is the best chessman. Because obviously it's chess, when you're at this kind of level here, you've got to make the right move towards either the belt or the right figure until a belt holder is open or opportunity there. So, yeah.
Okay, another hypothetical question. Who does Dean White want to see Dillian Whyte make his U.S. debut on ESPN against, if the deal with ESPN goes through? Who do you want to see your brother against when he finally fights on ESPN for his debut?
Well, let's take ESPN away for a second. Just period. I would have loved to see the Dominic Brazil fighter, because I mean, I think that's a nice matchup. And what it is it gives Dillian the opportunity to fight a big guy, 6'6", with great heart, good punching power, and who's got desire to win. You know, because Dominic Brazil, he's a tough lad, and he has that desire. You've seen on numerous occasions. He's been under the cosh, and that will and that desire has driven him back from the brink of defeat, or you know, and then he's pulled it out of the bag. Against Ngannou, against Mansour. I think, did he injure his shoulder in that fight? Is that the fight he injured his shoulder, Mansour?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was that fight.
Yes. Yeah, so he came back. So, I mean, I believe it would have been a good fight, because obviously all these other guys are really two guys. So it would be good for him to, you know, test the range, use his jab, and then later on try and sink that left hook on the unmissable target of Dominic Brazil's head. And I think spectacular enough at it again. But you would have had to, you know, wear him down and play the game correct. Yeah.
So I just have a quick question. I actually two questions. Did you see King Kong Ortiz's last performance? And on top of that, there's all these speculations on Ortiz didn't want the fight, you know, the contracts you were supposed to send over here, yada yada. Like, what was the whole story about King Kong Ortiz, Dillian Whyte, and what do you think about King Kong Ortiz's last performance?
Do you know, I watched a little bit. You know, really, I'm not being funny. I should have actually watched it, but that UFC card this weekend was amazing. That I could not miss. You know. I like, you know, that both schools. UFC had a stat card, so I did.
Bro, that card was insane.
So I did that. Insane, listen. You couldn't miss that card. I'm very sorry, man. You know, I'm a big boxing fan, but I come from jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and kickboxing background, MMA. So, you know, I do still have a passion for that. So I watched that. So that card, I watched all them fights, and then I was quite busy dealing with the signing of Shakan Pitters and stuff like that, and other stuff. I'm just under the cosh. I'm actually coming to Texas on Saturday, funny enough. I'm coming to the Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia, so I'm going to come out a week earlier and get to the
Hey, Dean, real quick. We got we got this thing called Border Wars on March 15th. And we have like our most loyal listeners, and some of the hosts actually compete in 3 rounds, 2-minute rounds. So is there any advice you could give a first-time fighter getting in the ring on breathing, on punch selection, how to conserve energy? Is there anything you could give our loyal listeners?
Oh, what they're listening now, you mean? Yeah.
Say what now?
Are you saying now? Are they listening? Are they listening now? Yeah. Or
yep. They're getting ready now, and they're fighting on March 15th, the day before the Earl Spence fight. Like, we got a gym, we got a ref, we got belts on the line, we got everything going on. Real belts, that's that. Like, no Walmart belts. I'm talking about a real IBF, a real IBO, a real WBC. I'm saying everything real.
Yeah. You're saying they're getting with that smoke. Yeah, I feel that. Well, listen, a lot. What the best thing is, to try and stay as relaxed as possible. You've got to take it in your strides, obviously. All the hard work's been done. Whoever, if they're trained for it, the supreme athlete will prevail. So, they got to just be calm, try and stay relaxed, go in there. And what they got to first do is obviously, use your jab, try and catch your range, and be smart, pick your shot selection. And if the fight starts fast, try and slow the tempo down to what suits you, And that's what's important with a lot of people. A lot of people go out in the first round and try and do everything in that first round and let the whole gas tank out. It's quite bizarre. But, if they can stay relaxed and try and get in there and dictate the tone with a bit of jab early and stuff, and just be smart, man. I'm sure, if they've done the right training and they've lived the life, they should be fine on fight night, man.
Dean, so Team Ortiz came out recently and they said that they were sent an offer by Whyte to fight him back in December, and that it was a low offer, but that they accepted it, but they were never sent a contract. So do you think it's part of Whyte's, immediate future to fight Ortiz at all?
Potentially, that's a fight, Dillian Whyte also. But what we look at is, if there was an offer, I don't know what the offer was. We believe if they gave him an offer, they probably gave him a fair offer in terms of the value he brings. In terms of, he's an excellent fighter for me. I like his style, Cuban southpaw, moves well, punch selection pretty good, quite powerful. But the thing is, he doesn't speak English. I don't know if he's got the most amazing fan base. It's a tricky one when one person doesn't talk. There's not a lot of hype there. And I think the hardcore fans will understand it, but then you've got a guy with an interpreter talking, and it doesn't just make for good reading, I guess. You know what I mean? But for me, a lot of people call him the boogeyman. And he's rightly so, he's a decent fighter. But I caught glimpses of the fight with Hammer, and Hammer was catching him with some decent shots. Hammer lit him up a couple of times. And then what? He went the distance with it.
Correct.
Yeah, so Hammer's a tough boy, man. He's got a little bit of power there as well, Hammer. But listen, I think if there's not many other fights, that's one of them. I think that's definitely, at the minute, I believe I heard there was Povetkin and Ortiz that, out there that was mentioned. But I know they all had fights and so on, but I don't know what's going on. It's just what depends how the landscape starts to unfold, because Wilder's fighting Vega 18 and it's looking like it'll be in Brazil. Yeah?
Yeah, I understand it completely. But with Wilder taking the route that he's taking, for example, if he takes Ortiz, and obviously Tyson Fury is rumored to have an interim fight, and AJ's fighting Miller, could that potentially be the next fight for Whyte? Would that be one of his options that you guys would be looking at?
So that, which option? Who's that?
Luis Ortiz.
Are you saying
with everyone, as in immediately. So with everyone, all the other top heavyweights, essentially being engaged with another fighter, could Ortiz be an option for White's next fight?
Yeah, it's a potential. It's potential because a lot of the guys are occupied. All what's potential is, and don't quote me on this, but I mean, if Wilder fights Brazil, the WBC might just mandate that the winner needs to fight Dillian. So that's a potential for later on down the line, and then it's down to my bro and the team or us to look at what else is on the table, maybe to take a different route until, you know, the winner of that is confirmed, if you understand me. And then they might fight. So he might take a chilled fight in the interim. I don't know. This is just me just thinking outside the box, depending on the WBC sanctions, because it was meant to be first between Dillian and Dominic Brazil coming up the 16th of March. And now I saw Dominic Brazil saying, you know, Wilder's reached out to him and, you know, he'd prefer to fight for world title, which is totally understandable. You know, these guys come into this game for big money and trying to fight for belts. He's probably going to get a career best purse also. You know, maybe potentially fighting, but he gets the opportunity to fight for world title. And also, he feels maybe some form of redemption against Wilder and his crew that, you know, attacked him when he was with his family and his wife. So, you know, he's chomping at the bit to probably get that fight to see if he can get redemption or punish this boy he believes was disrespect to him and his family. So, you know, if that goes the way it goes, and then the sanctioned body says, well, Dillian Whyte is to fight the winner of this, then the option is potentially that we could adjust that and look at an easier fight. If that's not the case, then we look at the landscape again. But it's all hypothetical as we're talking, and this is just me thinking outside the box and really dreaming of wishing on a star.
Well, Dean, I want to thank you for your time and thank you for coming on to the show. If you got any social media that you want to give out to the people, go ahead and give it out now.
No, I'm just thanking you guys for the opportunity as always. I'm going to contact Kareem. Listen, Black Box Management MT on Instagram, but the black is BLVCK. Black Box Management on the Instagram. You can check me out. And yeah, I'm just looking for talent, man. So any talent, they can hit me up. You know what I mean? If they need good advice or management, they can hit us up. Me and my bro Bill, if they're looking for a team. But I'm not trying to build a great big stable because I'd probably do the guys a disservice or injustice because, you know, keep it small, keep it personal, and try and give them the best advice and experience and knowledge that I have, you know?
Hey, Dean, before I let you go, I need a favor, man. Speaking of IG, we need to know, and you got to ask your brother. You got to ask your brother, man, why are we blocked on IG? We try to tag him. We try to put him in posts, but we can't find him. And then I go on my own personal IG, and there he is. So if you could do us that favor, we will be very, very appreciative. And tell him whatever we did.
Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
It ain't nothing personal. It's just boxing.
No. He blocked you on Instagram.
Man, blocked me like a motherfucking offensive lineman.
No, he don't mess about. He don't even play that game. He don't play that game. Enough times he threatens me with the same line. Listen, yo, homie, I'm gonna block you. I'm not interested in your abuse. You know, he don't mess around. Listen, I don't have time and energy. He said, I just block and delete. Goodbye. That's his favorite line. But when I do get in touch with him, I'll ask him what the issue is there, and we'll try and see if we can resolve that for you guys. Are you guys going to the fight as well before you go? Let me quickly ask you. Are you down in Texas for the Earl Spencer, Mikey Garcia?
Absolutely. Is it hot in Texas? Shit, we gonna beat her.
It's actually only 27 degrees in Texas. Actually, 19 degrees today.
I'm talking about next week, man, when we touch down. It's gonna be like 75. This guy Ness is always pessimistic, man. But yeah, man.
You gonna be out there?
Yeah, I leave on Saturday. I leave this Saturday. I've got 2 more days.
So what you got? A fighter on the card?
I'm gonna be out there. No. I'm networking, my friend, man. And you know what? I'm a big fan of Earl Spence Jr.'s anyway. I went to the one when he fought Lamont Peterson in New York, and now I'm here again. I've been following the journey. I met him a little while back in Vegas, and then I've just been following the career. I'm just trying to maybe just meet up and trying to get these links, man, because potentially if I can get a fighter on PBC out there or whatever, I'm just trying to connect the dots, man, and see if I can network. Because it's always good to network, you know what I mean?
So you a hustler, Dean. I love it. Sounds like us, man.
And speaking of Earl Spence, man,
what part of Jamaica you guys are from? I was just in the grill in Valentine's.
We're from all over, but check this. I normally base myself in the grill and Oakley saying, listen, over in Jamaica is not to be messed with, you know? It's not to be messed with over there. It's a very dangerous place. You get it wrong. Oh, yeah, I saw you on the Instagram, actually, didn't I? You was over there having fun, jumping off the cliffs and stuff.
Yeah, man. I love it out there, bro. Yo, I'm actually trying to play in my next one, and my girl was like, you want to go back to Jamaica? I looked at her like, for real? Because I don't mind it, man. I love it out there.
Listen, Jamaica's really nice, man. But listen, you know, sometimes if you have money and you go back there and you act a certain way, sometimes you could it could be misinterpreted. But you know, there's a lot of crime and poor people there, so you got to be careful. For me, I'd play the game. I love my homeland there, and I visit quite often. You know, I like to go and party down there. I'm a little party boy. I go to Dream Weekend down in the grill every year. I won't be going this year because I'm busy working and networking and continuing to try and get some growth. But Jamaica, man, come on, man, you can't beat it.
Yeah, man. I love it. All right, Dean. Well,
hold on, man. He an Earl Spence fan, you know what I'm saying? I can't let him leave without asking the $1 million question. Since y'all know what I'm saying, maybe about to allegedly about to go with ESPN, Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, who wins and why?
You know, is he coming all the way from across the pond to follow Terrence Crawford?
Listen.
Is it April 20th yet? We don't know.
No, do you know what? Funny enough, I actually really like Crawford as well. He's an amazing fighter. But you know, like it's we was on the same card as them in Nebraska. Remember when my bro Dillian fought
Derek Rossi.
His name in Nebraska.
Derek Rossi?
Not Rossi. It wasn't Rossi. It was
last name is with a T. I just read it today. I just read it today this morning on the article. I think the last name is with a T.
Oh, Tan, Malcolm Tan. There you go.
Malcolm Tan.
Yeah, Malcolm Tan. Yeah, so I met Crawford. I was out with them after, and Jay Prince and a few other guys. I've actually kept in touch with Jay Prince and Leonard and a few of those guys. When I get to Houston, I will be contacting them also and see if they're free, see what's going on, see if they could show me about Texas and let me know how it goes. But yeah, Crawford, wow, what an amazing fighter as well. Listen, but that boy, Earl Spence, is a real bully. Big old bruiser. Real bully. See that fight? I'd like to see that fight. That fight would have me a little bit on the fence, but I believe obviously Earl's a lot. He's a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger guy. But listen, normally they say a big good and beats a small good, but in this case here, boy, I definitely wouldn't put my house on who's going to win this one.
Well, Dean, man, thank you again, brother. Don't want to keep you any longer, but it's always a treat.
Again, man.
We're going to check you out in Texas for sure, get you on that camera and hang out with us, man. We'll invite you to our own little Border Wars. It's going to be happening maybe too early for you, but it is Friday morning. We'll stay in touch. I'll WhatsApp you. Thank you again. There you have it. Dean Whyte, advisory role for Dillian Whyte. Has his own managerial company looking to sign fighters. So if you got talent, you already know where to find him on his social media and get it together. Want to thank him and his team for coming on, obviously.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the Patreon. youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows. The list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.